Well, my name is Laura Still, and I've been teaching in the children's department at Church Street since my oldest son was 2 years old. He's 34 now. So I did take a break when my second son was born in 1994 for about 6 months, but as soon as he was old enough to come back to the nursery, I started teaching again. I kind of took turns teaching my older son's class and my younger son's class like every other year for a while. Then Winston went on to youth, and I stayed here in the children's department. By then, we started when Brennan was in third grade. We started the Spirit Adventure program, and Sue Isbell was the children's director, and she sort of became my spiritual mentor. She got me more involved in the children's program and asked me to be a part of the planning team for Spirit Adventure, and I ended up writing all the plays for the drama room. And that wasn't what we intended, but we couldn't find material that we liked that went along with the lessons we wanted to teach, so I offered to try. And that job kind of stretched into 5 years. So every five weeks for 5 years, I had to write a new play to go along with the lesson that we were teaching. And it really deepened my spiritual practice and connected me more to my church and this community. I got involved in other ministries like the Labyrinth Ministry, and just this became my home, and I never wanted to leave. In fact, I was told both by Sue and by the current children's director, Katherine Bancroft, that I'm not allowed to retire. So I am planning to keep on working with the children's department as long as I can, and as long as I'm able to help. I try to take seriously the advice that Wesley gave us to do all the good we can for as long as we can. And to me, it's all about telling a story. The fiction writers will tell you that there are only 7 plots, but what I tell people is there's only one great story, and we have to find ways to keep telling it over and over again. To me, the children have always given me much more than I give them. They are such a channel of grace because they have the most wonderful curiosity about Jesus and about how he thought and what things that he did and why he did them. And I love hearing their ideas on these things and explaining, when I tell them stories, it's always a fresh outlook. And I just love hearing kids explain Jesus to me. To me, that's the best part of my job is talking to these different kids over the generations that I've seen grow up in Church Street. And it's really hard for me to believe that some of them have children of their own now. But like I said, it connects me both to the grace of God and to the love of Jesus Christ, seeing it over and over again every year. That's what I love about being with kids.
Yeah, you look so
Now, some of them they're kind of...
Here, pretend. Come here so I can tie you.
I think they're good.
Here, Joshua,
Wait.
I want you to use this script because it's a little... This is Acts of the Apostles, which is our drama rotation room. And for short, I call it my room because I'm the one who's mostly taught it over the years and wrote all the plays for all our different rotation lessons. This room is full of all kinds of stages of my life because over the years I've created most of the set pieces, and the costumes many of them are left over from Walk Through Bethlehem, which was a big part of my life and my children's life as they were growing up. So, and others, they have been created or donated by different members of the congregation that are good friends of mine. And as their children outgrew costumes, they would bring them to me and say, "Can you use this?" So it's really hard for me to say no when somebody offers me something. I'm like, well, I think I can figure out a way to use that.
A lot in the Bible, so we would have never heard about a mother in this story. But if there's children,
there's a mom.
There's a mom.
Okay. I think the best way that I ever heard it explained was explained by my son Brennan. And he was in third grade when we started Spirit Adventure, so he had about 3 years of it. And he wasn't always an enthusiastic Sunday school attender. He sometimes wanted to stay home and eat candy or something or play video games, but I always made him come. And so we had some conversations about why we go to church, and during one of our rides home, I was talking about how much better I felt, after I had gone to Sunday school and worship, and he said something about, he said, well, I like it a lot better since we started doing the spirit adventure thing. And I said, oh, really? I said, well, which room is your favorite? And he said, well, the drama room is my favorite. I said, well, why is that? Thinking, Mom, he's going to say it's because it's my room, that my mom teaches it. But instead he said, well, Mom, when you have to read the words that somebody's saying and you have to dress like and act like that person, that's the way you really understand what they were going through. I thought I would run off the road. I started crying almost immediately. It was just one of the biggest moments of grace I've ever experienced associated with this church. But to me, that is the best explanation. When the kids get to be that person, they think about how that person feels, and it creates that empathy with the characters and the people in the stories of the Bible that they can't get any other way.